So another really well done Black Series figure by Hasbro. Very happy with this, and I'm going to put it on the shelf with my collection. Hey everybody, it's David from Red Wagon Dioramas, and I have a new Black Series item to open tonight. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this one to come in. It is the Darth Maul on his Sith speeder set. This is the 6-inch Black Series figure that was an SDCC exclusive by Hasbro. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. Please leave me a comment below what you think about this Darth Maul figure. And of course, if you're new to the channel, I encourage you to please subscribe. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, here's a look at the packaging. First of all, we have Episode 1 Darth Maul and Sith Speeder, ages 4+. Now, why does an SDC exclusive have to be 4+? Look at this, Darth Maul and Sith Speeder, 6-inch scale articulated figure. Do you really have to call it entertainment-inspired vehicle design? Man, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. There's a nice little write-up here on Darth Maul and the Speeder, a little image from the film there. And here is the artwork on the side. It does have a nice backdrop there from Tatooine, so that looks cool. Let's bust this thing open. So I'm going to cut the tape on the side here. It's actually a pretty cool little insert. You could do a little diorama right there. Okay, so we got Maul on the speeder. You got his 2 sabers there. You got his binoculars and his little probe droid there, which looks pretty cool. Without cutting his robe, snip these probe droid. Okay, so there he is out of the package. Got all the little rubber bands off his feet and his ankles and his waist and everything. He was really strapped in there. All right, let's take a good look at that head sculpt. Look at that. That looks nice. Menacing look. I like the menacing face on him. Looks good. I think everybody in the Black Series collecting community is excited about this Maul figure because we've had this old original orange box one forever, since 2013, 11 years. Finally, we're getting a new Maul. Now, I will confirm, of course, that they have the soft goods skirt on this figure. That's so he can sit on the speeder. The other upcoming releases of Darth Maul have a rubbery plastic skirt. The only way to get the soft goods is to buy this SDC exclusive. All right, so just to look at the figure here, we've got this textured kind of main robe, and then the hood and the shawl and the sleeves of a smooth fabric. I thought for a second that the hood was sewn down in place, but it does come up over his head. So it's just got a couple stitches here at the corners to keep the corners of the hood down. All right, well, I'm going to take the robe off of him and take a quick look at the articulation before I get him back on the speeder. All right, the robe is stitched together here with a couple stitches right in the middle. So there's no clasp that you have to fumble with. That was always hard to do with like the Emperor's robe. So there's a look at the base body with the robe off. See, everything is nicely sculpted. Yeah, his little silver bracelet here does come right off. It's got a tiny bit of gold paint on there, but it's pretty bland. So the head is on a double ball joint. That's nice. And the neck piece is also on a ball joint. So you've got good articulation there with the neck and the head. So the torso here has a rubbery overlay piece that really just looks like it's the sash that tucks down underneath. And then the belt part of the sash is a separate piece that's installed over the soft goods. So I'm not sure if the soft goods are just kind of resting up in there, or if they might have a bit of glue holding them in place. But they're kind of contained by that rubbery belt. And then looking at the legs, got nice sculpted detail on the pants, kind of get those billowy pants like he's had. Not much detail there on the crotch piece, pretty plain. As far as the hips, you've got straight, barbells there. So they don't drop down, right? Nope. I was warned by one of my Instagram followers to be careful with the hips, that people were having some problems with them. So I don't see any issues right now. You've got the thigh swivel, which is really nice. I'm glad they included that. And then you've got a swivel and hinge at the knee, single jointed knee, but it does come back a little past 90. And then what's really nice here is you get a boot swivel too, so that's kind of cool. It does have some restriction, but it will spin. You got a lot of back with the heel, a little bit of forward. Now for arms, you also have the single jointed elbow. You do have a swivel at the glove in the forearm. And Yeah, swivel around, swivel and hinge and butterfly joint at the shoulder. So that looks nice. That's some good range of movement right there on that shoulder with that butterfly joint. That looks real nice. Let's see for the hands. What do you got here? Oh, we've got the ball jointed hands here, guys. This is like what they did with Figrin Dan, and what was the other figure they did this on? So we haven't seen that on too many Black Series figures. That's interesting. So that gives you, you know, a pretty good range of motion. You still don't get a lot of up and down, which might be a problem for saber poses. But I do like the ball jointed hand articulation. I'm a fan of that. That's how SH Figure Arts does theirs. So the ball jointed wrist, that was unexpected. I didn't see that one coming. All right, guys, just for fun, I tried a head swap, and yes, the heads do swap between the new figure here on the left and the GameStop Battlefront 2 version. So you can get that teeth bared, grimacing look. The ball on the neck peg is just slightly bigger on this guy, so it's a little hard to get this GameStop head on there, but a little bit of heat and it did pop on, and that's why the new head is a little loose on the GameStop version if you switch them over here. So you can see this one's kind of got a little bit of play in it. But you can swap them real easy. No modification needed. So I'll definitely pose this guy out and see what he can do. Pretty excited with him. It looks pretty good. All right, now for accessories for the binoculars here. We definitely got more paint on the old version than the new. The new one here on my left just has a little bit of red on one of the buttons. That's it, just silver paint. There's not even any paint on the lenses. That's kind of cheap. I mean, look, compare that to the one on the original one here on the right. You've got black on the lenses, you got gold there, you got some black there, you got blacks on the grips, you got black and red buttons, and the black eyepiece. So a lot more paint on the original one than this new one. Kind of disappointed at that, especially for a, you know, exclusive item. All right, let's look at the saber. Saber has like a D-shaped peg that'll plug in. So it only plugs in one way. There's a look at the saber hilt. It is thinner, I think, than the original one. There's more shine to the silver here, and then you've got the red buttons. Let's compare that to the saber for the GameStop Maul. So if you guys can see that, the new saber's on the bottom there. The hilt is a little bit shorter and smaller in diameter, but the blades are longer overall. So I'd say overall it's about a 1/4 inch longer than the Battlefront 2 Maul saber. And compared to the original, oh, this is the same sculpt. Okay, so the grayish colored one here, this is from the original Orange Line Darth Maul. And that's the same sculpt they used for the GameStop Maul, apparently. So basically what we got is we've got a newly sculpted saber hilts for Maul, which is real nice. I'm always hesitant to pop these blades out. Yeah, I'm going to leave them in there right now, guys, because I don't want to weaken those at all. I get nervous with breaking lightsaber blades for Black Series figures. But overall, these look really nice. I'd say this is definitely an improvement on the past Maul figures as far as the sculpt of the saber. The other accessory we have is this probe droid that Maul launches out of his ship to go find Qui-Gon and Padme. This is a nicely sculpted droid. A lot of detail here. But man, no paint. What is the deal? Why no paint here? There should definitely be some paint on these, especially for an expensive exclusive item. I'm surprised by that. All right, there is a ball joint here as far as attaching it. So I guess you can get some side-to-side action when you pose these up and down. But man, yeah, there should be some glossy black paint on some of these lenses. I'm sure there's got to be some red and different shades of black they could have done really to make this stand out a little better. Guys, here's a view of the similar droid I have from the 3.75 inch Maul that came out, I think when the Solo movie came out. This would have been like 5 years ago or so. And I picked up a 3.75 Maul just to get this probe droid, which I use with my old Black Series. The stand that I have it on is the training ball stand for when you have Luke in his training helmet. So I just used that for this, use the sand for the droid for the 3.75 figure. But look at the similarity here. The 3.75 inch scale droid is just barely smaller than the new one they just put out with this figure. Now granted, the 3.75 inch was like a $10 figure when it came out, so I didn't expect much, but even that one at least has some nice shiny glossy black on the lens there. And they didn't even do that with the new one. So if you're looking for a second probe droid, you can pick up this 3.75 inch one and it would blend in pretty well on your shelf, honestly. All right, let's take a look at the speeder. Speeder's very simple. That circular design. It's very sleek looking. We just have a ball joint here on the stand. This is a new stand. We haven't seen that before in the Black Series line. So that just pops in there. I kind of wish it had the cloud effects that we got with the last speeder bike set. That was pretty cool. We do have some paint weathering on here, some kind of brownish sand color markings on it. All right, and then we have a sticker for the console here. At least you got something there with some color on it. So this handle just rotates up and down. It doesn't slide or move independently, so it's just one piece on a peg there. Nothing else is articulated or adjustable here. The foot pegs don't move. It's just one solid piece, guys. All right, guys, so I have now played with this figure a bunch. I've posed him out. I've taken his robe on and off, tried the different sabers, tried the articulation. And overall, I'm very happy with this figure. I think this is a definite buy for anybody who's collecting Black Series. Now, whether you want this version with the speeder, that's up to you. You can also get the 3-pack, which comes with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan if you don't have those figures. Or if you want to buy the single release, which was also announced, it wouldn't surprise me if they release this guy again on another, card back from Phantom Menace as well. But anyway, I think everybody should pick up this Darth Maul. I think the new body is great. You've got the butterfly shoulders there, which add a lot of articulation as far as saber poses. And the ball joints on the hands are actually pretty nice. You don't get quite as much motion up and down for saber poses, but you get a lot of variability there, having it be able to swivel all the way around. So I think that is actually an improvement on this figure. Overall, this is a really good figure, guys. I'm very happy with it. I personally bought the speeder because I love the vehicles in the line, so I wanted another vehicle for my vehicle shelf. I may buy the single release of this as well, so I can pose him with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan for the Duel of Fates. I don't know, what else can I say? Really great figure overall. I like that the head can be popped off and changed out with the GameStop one. Accessory-wise, this new saber that came with him, the new sculpt here, is, I think, much better than the big, thick, bulky one that came with the previous releases. And I just think the paint is nice and shiny here. I really like the look of these sabers. What could be better is that, that probe droid could have had some paint on it, some red, some glossy black maybe for the lenses. And the binoculars are also unpainted, so I thought that was kind of a shortcut that Hasbro took on this release. But those are minor nitpicks, guys. I mean, overall, this is a great figure. It's just so nice to have a new Maul with all the, current engineering as far as joints and articulation that you get with this figure. And that they didn't cheap out, as far as they have the full thigh swivel there. I really love that. Plus a boot swivel, plus the swivel at the knee. So you get 3 swivel points on the legs, which is pretty cool. Overall, this is just a really great figure, guys. I'm very happy with it. I think the value for $60 is a little pricey, but it is an exclusive. It's got really nice packaging for the, for the inbox collectors. This is a great piece. Display is awesome. And for the openers, there's a lot of playability here. So overall, I think the value is there for the $60. If you can pick this guy up and it's in your budget, I would highly recommend it. If not, if you want to pass on this, totally understand. Get the single release, or if you don't have Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, get that 3-pack. I don't think you're going to go wrong with any of these releases. So another really well done Black Series figure by Hasbro. Very happy with this, and I'm going to put it on the shelf with my collection. Guys, so that is my review of the Darth Maul figure from the Star Wars Black Series line, the SDCC exclusive for 2024. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd be curious of your opinion on this figure if you got it. Will you guys be picking this one up? I think it's still for sale on the Hasbro Pulse site. Personally, I'm happy to get this, put this on the shelf because I like the little vehicles, so that's what really triggered me to buy this. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button for me. If you're new, please consider subscribing. Lots of content to come on Black Series on this channel. And also, check out my Black Series dioramas if you haven't seen those yet. All right, guys, thanks for watching. May the Force be with you. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.